Welcome to your online learning on the go with our topic Development Environment Setup. Currently, we are using the Microsoft Windows 10 platform. Okay, let's start. First and foremost, let us understand web hosting. Without having knowledge of this, we might get confused of what we are preparing for today and in the future web development journey when we deploy our project for public viewing. Web hosting is a service that allows users to post a website onto the internet. Internet meaning to be available for everyone to visit and view. These are hardware called servers, located somewhere in the world or inside a company, dedicated and configured to store and host websites. In the diagram, we can see two types of hosting: the local host and the remote host. Local host means that you are hosting your website locally in your own network on your own computer, while remote host is that you are hosting your website in the internet, allowing everyone on the web to visit your website and do some requests. There are lots of hosting companies that offers hosting services. So let's find out some of those popular hosting companies that offers hosting services in this year 2020. With the use of our browsers, here we have Google Chrome and our search engine Google. Let's try to search them. List of web hosting providers. As we scroll down, notice this area wherein they mention the 20 best web hosting companies of 2020. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. So for us, since we are still learning the wonders of web development, we will host our website locally. We will choose this kind of setup, the one that I'm encircling in the diagram. As you can also notice in the local host and remote host, they have the same list of files. Therefore, that you don't have to worry if ever you want to deploy your website from your local host into your remote host, because the content of your local host would always be the same content in your remote host. You just have to learn how to build this FTP or SFTP connection in the near future. We will also tackle that lesson. So yes, let's continue. In our preparation, we have to understand what is web server, what is a browser, and this text editor. We should not only understand them, but also to have them. First that we're going to have is a web server. It is a software and hardware that uses HTTP and other protocols to respond to client requests made over the World Wide Web. The main job of a web server is to display website content through storing, processing, and delivering web pages to users. In our web development journey, we will not purchase a hosting service and buy a domain name. We will take advantage of some open source web server solution stack package. A server stack package is a collection of software that forms the operational infrastructure on a given machine. These XAMPP, AMPs, MAMPs are some examples of web server solution pack that we can download and use. These are all open source. They also have specifics to where it can function at best to support a particular operating system. For example, the MAMP is made to support Mac operating system. In your web development journey, we are going to use XAMPP as our web solution stack package. XAMPP stands for Cross-Platform Apache MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. XAMPP is used for educational purposes or to help you if you don't have access to a server and want to test some web pages created before uploading them to the server. XAMPP comes with Apache HTTP server. This is our web server provider. This one, Apache. We also have MariaDB database, which is our relational database manager. We will also tackle this lesson in the near future. And the interesting part of using XAMPP is that it interprets two of the best programming languages, PHP and Perl. Next that we are going to prepare is our browser. A browser is a software application used to locate, retrieve, and display content on the World Wide Web, including web pages, images, videos, and other files. These are some of the most common browsers being used today. So you have to choose your best browser that are convenient to use. Lastly, that we need to prepare is our text editor. Text editor is where you write your source code, your HTML, your programming language. These are some of the most popular text editors out in the market. These are free of use and open source, meaning you can download the source code and you can modify it. Since we are then identifying our needs to have our web server, our browser, our text editor, we are now ready to set up our development environment and run our first running program. Okay, let's download XAMPP, our web solution stack package. Go to its website. It's apachefriends.org. In the website, look for XAMPP for Windows. Click it and then XAMPP will be downloaded. Let's download our text editor. For these, we have to choose Sublime Text Editor. Search for the website. Okay, sublimetext.com. Click it. In the website, look for the button Download for Windows and click. It will automatically download your installer. Now that we have already gathered our installers, let's install them. First, we install our web solution stack package, XAMPP, and then wait for the installation process. Click Next, 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 and then click Learn More about Bitnami, and then click Next. Wait for the progress bar to reach at the other end. Okay, let's have a little bit more of waiting until all the files are unpacked. Okay, and there you have it. Click Finish. So let's go to Drive C, then find the XAMPP folder, and in the directory, let's look for the XAMPP control.exe, and then right click and look for the option Send to, and then click the option Desktop to create a shortcut. So it's in the desktop already. So here is the look of our XAMPP control panel. The use of our control panel is to start our web server, which is Apache. Start by clicking the Start button under the action. If the Apache turns light green and then there's port number, then the Apache server is now running. Let's try, or let's check if ever our installation is perfect. And let's open our favorite browser. And then in our browser, let's type localhost. Enter in your keyboard. Whenever your interface looks like this, then your XAMPP installation is 100% running and perfect. Okay, let's start to install our text editor. We choose Sublime Text as our text editor. Double click your Sublime installer. Wait for the installation process to start. Okay, first is we have to choose our destination. Let's just remain it as is. Click next. Click this checkbox and click next. Click install. Please wait for the progress bar to reach the other end. Okay, there you have it. Click finish. Same as we did with our XAMPP, we created a shortcut icon in our desktop. So for our Sublime Text, let us locate it in our Drive C. In the program files folder, look for Sublime, scroll down, okay, and then Sublime underscore text.exe, right click, look for send to option, then click to desktop. Okay, it's perfect. You have already created our Sublime Text shortcut icon together with our XAMPP. Let's open it. So this is the look and feel of our Sublime Text editor. Okay, we are good to go. We have already installed our web solution stock package, that is our XAMPP, which has our web server, Apache, and also we are done with the installation of our text editor, Sublime Text. And of course, you have already chosen your preferred browser that you will be using in our succeeding web development workshop. Let's try to create our first running program. First, we have to make sure that our web server is activated. For us to be able to create our program using XAMPP, we have to locate the XAMPP folder in the drive C. Open it and then look for the folder named XAMPP. Open XAMPP and look for the folder htdocs. You don't have to worry as of now of these folders. We just have to focus on this htdoc folder. So you have open it, and then here inside this htdocs, this is where you dump all your web page projects. So for us to be able to be organized, we have to create folder for each project. So say for example, our web page is named My App. Let's create our first source code. So here, open your text editor, and on the first line, let's just type some plain text. So for example, this text to be displayed in our browser. I love to learn with Miss Deb. Period. So let's save. Click File, Save, and then open this directory. And then let's locate our htdocs wherein our project My App is located. So it is in Drive C. Look for the XAMPP folder. Look for the htdocs folder. And finally, open up your folder named My App, which is your web page project. I want to name my file as index.html. We need also to associate it with the same file type. So click this one, all files, click that, and then a drop down option will show. And you have to find the HTML having the extension .html. As you can observe, there's a lot of HTML option, but always have your focus on the HTML extension, this one. So click and then click save. Alright, let's check if ever what we have done is perfect. So open your favorite browser And then in the URL box, you have to type, follow me please, localhost. Localhost meaning our web server is installed locally in your own computer. It is locally hosted. So you have first and foremost type localhost and then / the name of your project, my app, and click enter. Perfect. Now you have already run your first running program. We had successfully run our first program. If you encounter some issues in setting up your dev environment, please comment down below so I and some of our supportive viewers can assist you. Thank you very much for watching my video presentation. I hope that you learned something today. If you have any suggestions, comment, questions, or any concerns, please don't hesitate to communicate with me using my contact information provided.